Okay, I think we're done wrecking Suzaku for the time being. So that must mean...
Of my loyalty!
Yep, more mindless action. You know, for a show that's perpetually trying to surprise us, it's awfully damn predictable.
So we start with a scene of Nina trying to pilot the Lancelot. You know, like a moron.
You don't know what you're doing! If we don't act, Zero will capture the Tokyo settlement!
But you're not a devicer. You may have designed the system, but you have no battle skills.
Aw, come on, don't talk her out of it. Live and let die, man.
But Suzaku comes in and it turns out that Nina isn't very psyched about firing the flare herself.
But are you prepared to actually fire the flare?
So, she's a coward who won't do what she expects others to. She really is Hitler, isn't she? Anyway, we find out immediately how stupid Lelouch has become because he sends Rollo to rescue Nunnally.
Did you already forget that he killed Shirley? And everyone he's ever worked with? Why do you trust this guy? It's like making Bernie Madoff the president of the Federal Reserve.
Jeremiah erupts out of the ground and attacks Suzaku, blathering about loyalty the whole fucking time.
Loyalty trumps all! The storm of my loyalty! That is the name of my loyalty.
Jeremiah, would you like a hot drink? Only if it's loyalty. And why? Because that's all that's left of his character now.
What I'd really like to know is why Jeremiah's on our side now. He's not just some knight, you know. That also goes for the man once called the spearhead of the Empire.
Because this show sucks. Stop asking questions when we already know the disappointing answers.
Suzaku, fire the flare!
You bitch! It wasn't 5 minutes ago you couldn't do it yourself, and now you're losing your fucking mind over it when you guys aren't even losing? You know what? Fine. I agree. Fire it straight up her ass!
Meanwhile, Boobs McBoobs Boobs isn't too psyched about not being able to help her comrades.
They're all fighting while I'm...
Would someone please finish a fucking sentence?
They're all fighting
While I'm in here furiously masturbating. Well, back to it.
So Lelouch's giant train disruptor gets taken out and the Black Knights start getting picked apart in dramatic fashion. Just as Anya is about to legitimately defeat Zero, her bullshit C2 seizure attacks again.
Okay, I haven't brought this up in a while, but I have a very simple question to ask. What is Geass?
What is truth?
What is love?
No, I'm being serious here, because like every plot hole in this show, this question doesn't have an answer.
From the very beginning of the show, the nature of Geass and the witches has never been very well explained. In the first series, I was actually okay with this because the rules they did establish remained constant throughout the show. I also think that supernatural plot elements in general work better when they're barely explained because answering questions about them only raises more questions and often doesn't hold up to the imagined legend viewers have in their minds. See the last season of Lost for every possible example of this not working out. However, in R2, they exploit how little we know about Geass to make it do whatever they want. Geass' power can let Lelouch operate the thought elevator. Geass can give Anya extremely convenient seizures. Geass can open portals to other dimensions. Geass can kill an immortal witch even though she's immortal. And it's only going to get worse from here. But the point is that when shit like this happens, it has the exact same effect as when Zero makes up robots out of thin air.
Except that while that made a few battles boring, this makes the entire series boring because when literally anything can happen, that means all the terrible, contrived bullshit things too. Ask Vince Russo.
The maid and her associates free Colin, and even though only one episode ago the Gurren couldn't fly, it just can now. What, you don't believe me?
Mount the flare onto the Lancelot.
Well, the intention was for Suzaku to pilot the Gurren, but Rakshata's mechanisms are quite easy to tinker with. Now it's so souped up it can't be flown.
Now launch!
How do I make a joke out of that? You forgot something that important in a single episode?
What's a paladin?
How is that even... What the fuck?
Also, it can teleport and move at near light speed, because a mech that powerful should totally be left unguarded. Who cares, really?
Not me!
Meanwhile, Oingo Boingo intentionally leaves Nunnally behind because it turns out that the duplicitous murdering psychopath isn't trustworthy. Man, who saw that one coming? Back on the battlefield in true R2 fashion, Colin immediately annihilates most of the Britannian forces, including Vicky Boy. But it's not like we care because he was just barely introduced and he's already dead. She moves in to kill Suzaku, resulting in the horrid sequence I was dreading last time.
I have to accept it. This is where I'm going to live! I must live. Nunnally!
Princess, save yourself! Princess! Princess, you must live! Please live!
2 fun facts. 1, Nunnally isn't dead. Yeah, I know, so convincing, right? 2nd, neither is Guilford. Yeah, I know it looked like he died and stuff, but before the series is over, you'll see him alive again. Because bullshit.
And as a morbidly depressed Lelouch stares at the massive crater before him, the episode ends.
Okay, so if I can be allowed to betray character 2 for a second, I'd actually like to talk about why this scene almost works.
It actually pretty well mirrors Euphemia's slaughter from the first series. Here you have another one of Lelouch's Geass orders coming back to haunt everyone.
However, it doesn't really work because anyone with a brain knows that Nunnally isn't dead, and besides that, Suzaku burned up all the pity I could have had for him by trying to scapegoat Lelouch for everything he's ever done wrong in the last episode. So unfortunately, what we have here is a perfect example of the show kneecapping itself with crap it made up on the fly, coming back to haunt even its few good moments. But that's gonna do it for today. I'll see you guys next time for more of As It Gets Worse Theater.
Through pain and fear, we'll reign and